Realizing the quantity of work it needs to overture these interviews, we have come up with this collection of ReactJS interview questions and answers with the greatest possibility of incident. Going through these significant questions will provide you the biggest opportunities of replying most of the ReactJS questions asked in a React.js interview completely. 1. What is React.js? React.js is a widely utilized JavaScript library that was initiated in 2011. It was developed by the highly experienced developers at Facebook, and it is basically utilized for the purpose of front-end development. React.js utilizes the component-based method, which assures to help you develop components that contain high reusability. React is mainly popular for designing and developing critical mobile user interfaces and web apps. 2. Explain virtual DOM. A virtual DOM is a basic JavaScript object that is the precise copy of the related real DOM. You can also consider it as a node tree that includes elements, attributes, and other additional properties. It develops a node tree and edits it according to the modifications that arise in the data model through utilizing the render function of React. These modifications are generally triggered by users or the actions induced by the system. 3. What is JSX? JSX stands for JavaScript XML. JSX is utilized in React to bring out the significance of JavaScript to React and utilize it for its benefits. It even includes bringing out HTML codes and the simple syntax of JavaScript. This assures that the deriving HTML file will have great readability, thereby relatively improving the enactment of the application. 4. Can web browsers read a JSX file? No, web browsers are not able to read JSX files directly. A web browser will be able to read only the objects rendered by JavaScript. Presently, to enable a web browser execute a JSX file, it needs to be converted to a JavaScript object through JSX transformers, and only then it can be delivered into the web browser for further utilize in the pipeline. 5. What are some of the significant characteristics of React? React has various characteristics that are utilized for different objectives. Some of them are explained below. React utilizes a single-way data flow model. React utilizes virtual DOM that has numerous benefits of its own. It helps in comprehensive processing and controlling of server-side data. Are most in-demand skills now. 6. Why is React widely utilized today? React supplies many advantages to users when developing an app. Some advantages are given below. UI testing is very much easy with React. React can be utilized for both server-side and client-side needs. We can integrate React with Angular and many frameworks easily. The elevated readability index assures of easy perception. It improves application enactment and overall performance. 7. What are disadvantages of using React? There are some constraints while utilizing React as mentioned below. Writing code is much complex as it utilizes JSX and inline template design. The library encompasses a large repository of data, which might be irresistible. Freshers might find it difficult to cope with its procedures and syntaxes. React is a simple JavaScript library and not a detailed framework, hence calls for dependencies. 8. What do you know about component-based architecture of React? Generally, components are considered as confoundations in ReactJS that are used to develop user interfaces for apps. Through the component-based system in position, all of the private entities become totally reusable and self-reliant of each other. This indicates that providing the app is easy and not pendant on the different components of the user interface. 9. How does rendering perform in React? Rendering is a significant characteristic of React as each component must be provided. This is accomplished utilizing the render function. Once you call the function, it returns a specific element that depicts a DOM component. Also, it is possible to provide multiple HTML elements at a time by encompassing the HTML tags and sending them through the rendering function. 10. Do you know states in React? States are considered as one of the crucial aspects of React. It is a source of information or objects that handle characteristics such as component attitude and rendering. States in React are utilized to create interactive and dynamic components. 11. Do you know props in React? Props are the short name used for full name properties in React. The props are generally read-only elements that are inflexible in nature. In an app, props follow a structure that is sent from parents' components to child components. Nevertheless, the reverse is not endorsed. This is accomplished to assure that there is only a unique directional progression in information always. 12. What is the main utility of an arrow function in React? Generally, an arrow function is utilized to compose an expression in reactjs. It permits users to manually connect components effortlessly. The utility of arrow functions can be extremely valuable when you are functioning with higher-order functions especially. 13. Describe function of a higher-order component, HOC, in React. Higher-order components, HOCs, procedures are widely used in React to apply concepts that include the component reutility logic. They are not the React native Firebase portion of the React API and enable users to reutilize the code as well as bootstrap abstraction smoothly. HOCs are also utilized to enable simple sharing of features across all of the React components, including more advancements to the efficiency and performance of the app. 14. What is Create React App in React? The Create React App is a simple CLI, command line interface, that is utilized in the development of React apps, which doesn't have any development configuration. All tools are pre-installed while utilizing the CLI, and this enables users to concentrate on the code to build the app and no need to focus on dependencies. 15. What are benefits of utilizing Create React App in React? Following are benefits of utilizing Create React App. Almost developed and ready with auto-prefixed CSS. Provides facilities for ES6, JSX, and flow statements. Quick interactive inspecting elements. Live project development servers which assist in debugging. Scripts to deal with CSS, JSS, and other types of files. 16. Define Redux. Redux is utilized to preserve the state of the app in a single specific entity. Generally, this simple entity is a JavaScript object. Altering states can be accomplished by carrying out actions from the app and writing related objects for them that are utilized to alter the states. 17. What are the three phases of a component life cycle in React? The three phases of the life cycle of a component are as follows. Initial rendering. In this phase, the journey of the component to the DOM is started. Update. In this middle phase, the component can be modified and rendered again if needed after adding to the DOM. Unmounting. In this final phase, the demolition of the component and its eventual disposal from the DOM are occurred. 18. What are events in React? Whenever the actions are conducted in React, such as drifting the mouse or pressing any key on the keyboard, these kinds of activities trigger events. Events then perform set activities as an acknowledgement to these triggers. Controlling a React event is relatively similar to that within the DOM architecture. 19. Write difference between routing in React and conventional routing. Pages. In conventional routing, each view is taken as a new file while in React, it is taken as a single HTML type entity. Navigation. The views in React are not replenished as the objects are reissued to make new views. But, the users need to go through the web pages for watching in case of conventional routing. 20. Can you use AJAX with React? Yes, we can use any AJAX library, such as jQuery AJAX and Axios. We can use these libraries with React easily. One significant thing is to retain the component states, and the props are also passed from the parent's components to the child components. Child components cannot send props back to parents, and this factor truly enhances rendering efficiency while dynamic data is included. 21. Describe the synthetic events in React. Synthetic events in React are known as objects that act as cross-browser wrappers, granting the utilization of native events. This is attained to make sure that different types of web browsers can run the API and that the event carries all characteristics. 22. What do you mean by refs in React? Refs stands for references. We can store a reference utilizing refs to a single React component or element. This is returned later utilizing the render procedure. Generally, they are utilized in the following situations. To start essential animations. To attend DOM libraries of third-party. To handle focus and execute media playback. 23. What are controlled components in React? In React, the well-handled components refer to the specific components that retains the capability to retain their state. The data is wholly regulated by the parent component, and the recent value is retrieved by utilizing props. This is attained to notify about any modification that happens when utilizing callbacks. 24. Describe stateful components in React. Stateful components are such entities that keep the modifications that happen and put the same into the memory. The state can get altered here, alongside gathering data such as past, recent, and future modifications. 25. Why is a router necessary in React? In React, a router is very much essential as it is utilized to control multiple routes whenever an internet user types in a URL. If the route is available in the router for the same URL, then the user is guided to the specific route. 26. What are the drawbacks of MVC in React? Some minor issues of MVC are stated below. A lot of memory is wasted. DOM alteration costs a lot. Several dependencies are produced. The complicatedness of models rises. The app seems to be slow. 27. Explain about pure components in React. Pure components are unique entities that are composed in React. Basically, they are fast and easy to write and capable to replace a component which retains only the render procedure. This is accomplished to make sure that the execution of the app is good and that the code is remained simple at the same moment. 28. What are the main components of Redux in React? Redux has 4 main components as follows. Action, an object that explain the call. Reducer, state modification storage unit. Store, state and object tree repository. View, displays data delivered by the store. 29. What are the benefits of Redux? Some crucial benefits of Redux are given below. Organized method, Redux desires code to get organized, thereby making it constant and simple to process with. Testing ability, Redux functions are small and deserted, enabling the code more dominant and testable. Community, Redux has a bigger community, assisting users with valuable and simple libraries. 30. What are main uses of higher-order components, HOCs? Following are main uses of HOCs. Alteration of props. State modification and abstraction. Provide hijacking. Bootstrap conception. Code reuse. 31. How clone element is different from create element in React. In React, the clone element is basically utilized to clone an element and send it to new props immediately. Whereas, create element is such entity that JSX gets assembled into. This is also utilized to develop elements in React. 32. What is the utilization of the second argument that is passed to setState? Is it optional? In React, when setState is completed, a callback function is mustered, and the components get re-rendered. Yes, it is a discretionary statement. Since setState is asynchronous, it carries another callback function. Nevertheless, in programming method, it is often good to utilize another life cycle procedure instead of this. 33. How a controlled component is different from an uncontrolled component in React. A controlled component is such a component which is completely controlled by React. It is the unique point of data for the development forms. The form data of an uncontrolled component gets controlled by DOM and not by the component of the React. This is generally accomplished through refs in React. 34. How we can instruct React to build in the production mode. We can code in React to develop by putting the process.env.node_env variable into production. Note, while React is in development, warnings and different development characteristics are not disclosed. 35. Do you know strict mode component that is utilized in React? The strict mode component, while utilized, would support users awfully while building new code bases to realize the components being utilized. Nevertheless, it can fit well in debugging as well as it helps resolve the issues faster when it is tied with other components, which could be resulting in the difficulty. 36. What would you do if your React app is performing slowly? The cause of slow performance in React is mainly because of the number of re-rendering procedures, which are sometimes not necessary. The two major tools contributed by React to assist users here. Memo: this helps in prevent all of the useless re-rendering accomplished by the function components. Pure component: this makes sure that the needless re-rendering of class components is prevented. 37. Which categories of predefined prop types are available in React? The 5 main predefined prop categories in React are as follows. Prop types.bool, prop types.number, prop types.func, prop types.node, prop types.string. 38. Can you include attributes with components conditionally in React? Yes, there is an option in which we can include attributes with a React component when such conditions are fulfilled. Also, React can omit an attribute if a true value is not passed to it. 39. Why is props passed to the super function in React? We pass props onto the super function if a user wants to connect this .props in the constructor. 40. What do you mean by React Fiber? React Fiber is a latest engine in React and it is known as the implemented core algorithm in React 16. The main objective of React Fiber is to make sure that there are accumulative rendering services for the virtual type DOM. This boosts capacities while providing gestures, animations, etc., and also assists in assigning preference to updates based on the necessities, thereby improving overall efficiency. 41. Define hooks in React. Hooks help in utilization of the state and other characteristics without writing a class explicitly. Hooks were included in the React version 16.8. So, the stateful logic can be taken out from a component effortlessly, alongside inspecting and reutilizing it. All of this is accomplished without modifying the component structure. Hope, with these ReactJS interview questions and answers, the candidates will be able to pass the technical interview steps. It is often beneficial to get a certification in the technology that you're seeking for. By including a lot of value to your CV and knowledge on the above topic, it can be utilized to achieve a well-coveted professional job in the industry.